If you're always reacting as a CEO, as a leader, if you're always making decisions based on something that has happened, you're having disruption, and disruption is going to lead to hurried decisions. It's going to lead to bad decisions or less optimal decisions. As CEO, your biggest contribution and probably your greatest responsibility is to make good decisions. Your decisions shape your company's future direction. They impact results. They create alignment. And most of all, they set the flag for your culture. When I was CEO of one of the largest CPA firms in the US, I wanted to make sure I got that right. So what I did is I developed mental models that helped me vet and think through those decisions. This process helped me tremendously. So today, what I'd like to do is share with you my 5 favorite mental models that help me vet and think through those decisions, help me make better decisions, and to become a better CEO. The first mindset that I'd really like to talk about is foundational to everything. It's foundational to good decisions. It's foundational to the future of your company. That's about having a compelling vision for your culture. What is your culture mindset? And the reason it's so important is that when the CEO has a compelling vision for culture, it really helps align everyone. It helps make better decisions. It helps the other mental models that we're going to talk about work effectively. And so maybe the best way is just share, as I became CEO of our company, we developed a vision for our culture. We even named it. We called it the WISE Firm. And in this and in developing this vision, the reason it's so important is that people want to be part of something that's bigger than themselves. They want to help build something. They want to know that their work matters. And so when we got to thinking about who we were and who we wanted to be, we called our vision the WISE Firm, and we compared it to the foolish firm. So this is another important thing in the process as you develop this compelling vision for your culture, is to compare who you want to be to who you are. And in fact, it's about looking in that mirror and being honest, having the courage to look at who you really are. And so the foundation of the WISE Firm being we and service, we compared it to the foolish firm, which was me and self-interest, where everybody was working to their own self-interest versus what's best for the firm as a whole. And so as we began to compare that in the building blocks of having a WISE firm versus a foolish firm, it helped open people's eyes to who we really could be. It got people excited. And in that process, and part of this mindset is not only getting all your leadership group to buy in, but sharing that very same vision with everybody in the company. And remember this, when it comes to culture, when it comes to implementing any initiative, middle management is the secret to success. You as CEO or one of the key leaders, you're not touching people every day. Middle management does. So that's why it's so important that they understand the vision, buy into the vision, and live the vision. So this is so foundational to everything that you're doing as you move forward. If you think about it, there's so many benefits to this. One of the things that's missing in the workplace today is people want their work to matter more. One of the surveys, over 90% of people in the US want their work to matter more. And when you have a compelling vision about what you want to build, who you want to be, who you aspire to be, what is the soul of your organization, then this helps people buy in. They want to be part of something bigger than themselves, and this helps them see how their work matters. Never underestimate the power as the CEO and as a key leader that when you deliver this compelling vision over and over again, how it empowers middle management to carry it out. Very critical to moving forward as a company and being aligned. And the key takeaway that I want to give you with this mindset, a compelling vision about your culture, is that your culture never rises to what you aspire it to be, to like what your intentions are. That's the way we think about our culture and what we aspire it to be. But culture only rises to the level that you are intentional with. In other words, that you align your decisions with your compelling vision, this mindset, and it falls to the level of behaviors that you tolerate or allow. And so we have to be very intentional with culture and this mindset. That's why it's so foundational and so critical, is that it helps you make decisions that align with where you want to be. It helps you be intentional around culture, and it helps you identify those behaviors and those actions that don't support that compelling vision. Now, the second mindset that I want to talk to you about, this one that's a lot of fun, and I call it the Fishbowl mindset, and here's why. As you move up in leadership, as you become a key leader in your organization, the leader for your team, and certainly as you become the CEO, you have to understand that you live life in a fishbowl. And what that means is that everybody's watching what you do, how you do it, which way you swim, who you swim with. It goes to seeing is believing. It doesn't matter what you say, people want to know, do your actions and do your decisions support what you've said you're going to do? So you're really in a fishbowl. And there's a really neat concept about this, because people are standing around your fishbowl. They can see every side of you, your front, your back, underneath. You are in a fishbowl. But as you move up in leadership, you get a bigger fishbowl. But it's not because you're a bigger fish. It's because there's more people standing around your fishbowl. There's more people watching how you swim. So the fishbowl mindset, here's the real benefits to having this mindset. It brings accountability to me. It helped me be more accountable because I knew people were watching my actions. It raised my ability to have high integrity, to honor the visions that we had laid out and the other decisions that we had made. So it really helps with accountability. It helped me vet decisions. The other thing that's really phenomenal about having this mindset is that it helps you realize that your voice and the things you say carry a long ways. Have you ever been on water in a boat, sitting on a deck somewhere, and when you're talking, or you can see people on a deck across the lake, you can hear their conversation? And this mindset helps you understand, as a leader, as the CEO, your voice carries beyond the water cooler. It carries beyond the office next to you. It carries throughout the organization, out the windows, into a lot of lives and people that you might not even know. And so this mindset, the fishbowl mindset, is really that safeguard to be sure you are who you say you are. And the third mental model, which I call I might not be right mindset, is one of the hardest ones to implement because it takes a lot of courage. In other words, you've got to be transparent that you may not have all the answers. In fact, you'll never have all the answers. And the best thing you can do is be transparent about that. But even things that you feel convicted about, or in your gut, you feel really convicted about, it's best to enter those discussions, that collaboration, those team meetings with the attitude, I might not be right. And let me show you this. This is what's left of a file that I carried around for 10 years. I carried this file in every meeting with me, and it says, I might not be right on the cover, if you can see that. Now, that seems like that really didn't have any big impact. Actually, it had a huge impact on me, and it helped me, and it helped our team make better decisions. I would look at that file, I would put the things that I wanted to talk about in that next meeting into that file, and I'm looking at those words, I might not be right. So what did this do? It helped me be more tentative with the recommendations I made. It helped me welcome more input from the team members. It grew other team members. It empowered other people because I was encouraging collaboration. And because I had that mental model going that I might not be right, my words were more inviting. They were more tentative. Now, as CEO, it's going to come to a point where you have to make the call, and that's fine. It's the process getting up to that. It's vetting it. It's thinking it through. And here's the most important insight of all for this mental model. Your team is always smarter than the individual. Use the power of that to make great decisions. The room, the ability to collaborate, to work through the different options and opportunities and challenges leads to the best decisions, leads to better decisions. Now, you don't have to necessarily have an old file hanging around like I did, but I would encourage you to really think about how you implement this mental model. I might not be right, because it will make you a better leader and it will help you make better decisions. The fourth mindset is one that came natural to me, and it is work hard, play hard mindset. And this, again, is an extremely important mental model. Now, maybe it was because of my personality. When I was working, I loved my work. I wanted to get it done. I was very focused. And then when I got it done, I wanted to do the things that I wanted to do. I wanted to play hard. And so this one came naturally to me. But as I grew into bigger and bigger leadership roles, and when I became the CEO, the time pressures, the pull on your calendar, all of the different restraints to being able to work hard, play hard are there. And so you have to be very disciplined and understand, I've got to make decisions that deal with, okay, am I working hard? And second, am I playing hard? And the important part of this is that you cannot give of yourself to an organization. You can't give to people at your full potential with high energy unless you refuel yourself. We have to refuel ourselves. For some people, that might be a leisure walk all alone, or sitting in the forest and watching them, listening to the birds sing. For others, it may be playing a sport, tennis, golf, pickleball, whatever it is for you. You have things that build your energy, that renew you. And so it's very important when you're in these big leadership roles that when you're working, you work. And I call this focus. And it's amazing how much you can get done in a shorter period of time when you're focused. So work hard is about being focused, knowing what your top priorities are and getting them done. And play hard is reaching out there in your calendar and scheduling that time. It may be a day off, it may be an afternoon, it may be 2 hours, whatever it is, scheduling that time on your calendar that allows you to play hard. Because see, this is what happens as you grow in leadership. Your calendar gets pulled on, you lose control of it. So the real insight to this mental model is to stay in control of your calendar. And one of the things, a tip that I'll give you is, as CEO, as a key leader, you need think time. We need time where we're really thinking and stepping away from everything that's urgent. And so in going out on your calendar and scheduling think time, white space time is what I like to call it, is very important. You can always give it back. You can always turn it over to something that has come in that's urgent and important. But if you don't have it on your calendar, you'll never get that think time. And the other aspect of work hard and play hard is prioritizing your values, prioritizing family, making sure that you have that time set around family to serve them also. Your mental health, the thinking time, the time to get clarity, spiritual health. For me, I use the early mornings to have time to meditate, to pray, to read scripture, and to actually pray over some of the big decisions I might have to make that day or that week. But you need that strong spiritual health, the physical health, making sure that you are giving back to your body and your physical health. For me, I tried to keep a routine where I worked out at least 5 days a week. And in that, it might be 30-minute workouts or 45-minute workouts, but I always tried to do and make sure I got at least 20 minutes of workout in. That gives you clarity in your mind. It helps your mental health as well as your physical health. So all of this is part of that mental model of work hard, play hard. And as I move to our fifth and final mindset, that one pro tip I'm going to give you that I promise you need to write this down. Take control of your calendar. Go out ahead of time and book things that are important to you, that allow you to play hard. Go out and book as a priority thinking time. Build your calendar to allow you to have that spiritual time you need, that physical workouts you need. Take care of yourself. Work hard and play hard, and you'll make better decisions. You'll be a better CEO. Now, the fifth model might be the most advantageous of all from a competitor standpoint and from an overall value of you as a leader and a CEO. And I call it the anticipatory mindset. And I've got to call out my good friend Daniel Burris. He is author of the recent book, Anticipatory Organizations. I've actually done specialized training with Daniel to be better with an anticipatory mindset. It's actually a skill that you can learn. You can learn how to identify hard trends, which are trends that are going to happen whether we want them to or not. There are soft trends, which are trends that's most likely to happen. But the real value of looking forward to anticipating is that you're not always reacting. If you're always reacting as a CEO, as a leader, if you're always making decisions based on something that has happened, you're having disruption, and disruption is going to lead to hurried decisions. It's going to lead to bad decisions or less optimal decisions. So the best way, especially we live in an exponential world. That means that uncertainty is everywhere. And the best mode we can be in is an anticipatory mindset where we're anticipating some of this change. We're anticipating some of this uncertainty. And what does that bring to us? It's going to bring to you opportunities that other people are not seeing. It's going to bring to you challenges that are out there and allow you to prepare how to deal with those challenges. By being an anticipatory leader, by being a future-minded leader, you're going to grow the leadership in your company. Your leaders in your company, your middle management, your team members will begin to be more anticipatory. And that's going to bubble up more information, more ideas, more innovation that's going to allow you to what? Make better decisions. It's going to give you a competitive advantage. Let me leave you with these two words: be anticipatory. So those are the 5 mental models. Although they may be a little different, something you hadn't thought about before, they were very key in helping me make better decisions and becoming a better CEO, and they will do the same for you as a leader and as a CEO. You will make better decisions. I want to thank you so much for watching the video. Please hit the like button, and I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to receive more magnetic insights about leadership and culture and thinking like a CEO. And remember this, on this channel we want to learn together, so use the comment section to share with us a mental model that maybe you use in your leadership. Give us some insights around these 5 mental models. I promise you, I read every one of those comments and I will respond to your comments. So let's learn together. Let's be better together. And if you want to learn more about what it takes to be a better company, not just a CEO, I would encourage you to hit the thumbnail on the screen right now, because it'll take you to a video where I share the 5 traits for high performance in companies that I discovered during my career. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.